So welcome to second part of essential training course. In this part, we are going to deal with a lot of things. We're not going to waste much of time. I expect a lot of questions from the first tutorial. If you still have, document all your questions and project them and send them so we can do a little bit of correction, and what you do not understand we can do video demonstration about that. Now here we want to proceed in what we have already started. And what are those things that we have done, that we have started, that we need to proceed on? Is that we need to start putting windows and everything. So before then, I want to introduce you to a bit of initial dimensions. There are two dimensions which are what you need to understand in this. When you click on modify or you click on annotate. When you click on annotate, every dimension here gives you the real life dimension of what you need to do, like align, like linear, like angular. Every one of them work for one purpose or the other. So like this one now, the linear it has its own purpose, which is work for. Angular has its own purpose, which it work for. Are you getting it? Can you see? So have their own purpose. The radius have its own, diameter got its own, and everything, spot, height, and coordinate, they all have the purpose. You can decide to be checking them and performing experiment on them. But the most important one is this align. We just work on two parallel points, and they allow you to snap and bring you to this level. So some people have an issue that okay, whenever they do dimension in foot, because their project is open in imperial, everything they do is in feet and in inches, how would they convert it to, how can they just see it in because like somebody send a Revit file to you in inches and everything, so you like, yeah, you are not familiar with this kind of dimensions, how will you get it? So Revit has provided a very reasonable position for that, and it allows you to understand what you are doing. So at the pace, what you need to do is that you need to understand it from here. So when you click on dimension and every other things like that, so you can say okay, let us go to, I think, manage. Manage, you cannot do it. I think is annotate, as in, I think, analyze, site massing, collaborate, view templates. It should be, anyway, do not bother about that. Let me just give you the shortcut. It's not here for us to get. So how do you do that? Is that you press on your keyboard. On your keyboard, what you need to do is to press UN. So UN comes out and you see what you need to see. How do you do in that time is that the project, that is project unit, which is on field, do a project unit on collaborate, on analyze. So well, you just need to search for them, modify. If you have them, if you don't have them, just click the way I have done by clicking on UN, that is project unit. On the project unit, it pop up for you. Then from here you change everything you want to change, like angle. If you Fahrenheit you want to use, radian, Fahrenheit, degree, or whatsoever, any kind of measurement you see that is okay for you. If you radial or things like that, area the same way, in foot and in everything. You change from foot to meters, square meter, things like that. But the only length I want to work on, so that I will just demonstrate it for you to see. So distance or length, you can click on distance and say okay, instead of foot I want to use millimeter. So instead of degree unit, I'm just going to leave it that way, but I'm not going to use any one. So here I'm putting none. and I'll say okay. So in the length as well, the same thing. You can decide to use this one and say millimeter, centimeter, millimeter is what I'm using. I use the same thing by clicking on millimeter, or you click on say none, you don't want it to appear. So you say okay. If you want to use slope the same way you have done with that, change it to anything like say 100 radian by millimeter. And you can decide to say okay, customize, and at the same time use 0. If you have this and you see like that, you just change everything to your taste, and look at it, automatically it will update itself. If you go to your elevation now, you see everything is going to be automatically done. Can you see the height and everything is being automatic? So because you have already changed the project units, everything in the project has done towards. It does not matter, you are still in an imperial, but only that you have already changed from this one to the next, the normal one that you know very frequently. So you can control set to change them, or you go back to that project unit where you have done that. Just clicking on this and change project unit. I don't know, it should be somewhere here, but if you do not see it, that should not delay you, or that should not worry your creative application part. So what just need to do is that you press UN on your keyboard and you change them back. Remember UN, just press it, you don't need to press enter. UN, this thing pop up, and you'll be able to change them back and change them to that fit unit. So we're using fit. Okay, in the light we are using fit as well. Go back to fit and inches. I think fit. So that is what we do, and that is how we put everything in place. It's okay. So everything will go back to the way it was. Can you see? So that is the statement we are making here. So next thing is that we want to put door and windows in this space. So this one is being done. So you click on architecture and you click on doors. Depends on the kind of door. Click here and you see a varieties of your door which are there for you to enjoy. You begin to place them here if they are okay by you. Put them there. The one that you know that is not palatable for you, you can change it. So you put entrance, exit, entrance, then can be entrance to your store. So that is how you create it. You do your own detailing according to yourself. This is a beginning phrase of what we are doing, but you just need to take it professional level. It does not matter, and like anytime, any day, you can do something like this for yourself and continue to earn a living. The moment you always understand that okay, this is how the formula of it is, this is how room is being created, this is how this has been done. So that is it for the save position. So you align everything towards that space. You align everything towards so the tabling as we are doing this, continue to table your questions. You must be able to ask questions so that I'll be able to do, because not everything I might remember to do, but the one thing you should remember, is this project, the process of learning is not easy. What I'm doing in under 5 minutes, it can take you hours to do, but do not give up. Continue repeating it and keep doing work according to. So definitely space will come that you have to become an expert. But what is that? Do not think that because I do it 5 minutes, you too want to do it in 5 minutes. It's not working that way, because I spent time when I was learning this some years ago. So you go back to architecture and say you click on what? on templates, which is components. And how you do that, you search for more components. Are they okay with you? Do you have them? Do you need? Are they existing? If they are not existing, what are we going to do? So like this, the template that's here are not much. So if you have a place where you keep templates, you can be able to use them. You click on components, and what you say load family according to the component you have chosen. So load family, you come here, Imperial Library English. That's what it say, but I don't think that's one of mine. So English Imperial root analysis. So you go to where the thing is being shaped. I don't think this one have it or something like that. So it depends on the category of everything you get together. This one say Revit. What does say? What is it bring? So press escape. So I need to bring chair, bring whatsoever that I needed in this space. So if you don't have it, if you have it in any other project, you can bring them here. And how do you go into another project? This is another trick you need to understand. So you click here on the file, and every existing project, like I have this existing one, which is what like some design I was doing for someone. Just click that. Ignore it. Come to fan level, and you just select everything. Select them all. Right click, select them, every object, everything that you know that you need here. Select everything at once so that you don't need to come back here. Come and be picking things. So I think all these ones, they are relevant, including the letters whatsoever that you know that okay, I like this, I want them there in my project. So you select them. As you're done with that, you just click on a copy to clipboard. Copy to clipboard. You can close this, but at the same time still leave it, come to foundation, and here what you just need to do is to say paste. From the moment you paste into the project, everything will be there permanent. You can decide to now delete them after. Just say paste on from clipboard, say yes, click OK. So this is the trick. You bring everything here, we tell you delete this one that are not having anything to do here. So you can still later delete all this one. Like if you select a component now, good components, you are going to be seeing everything, all these elements you have brought. Can you see all of them? The chair section, the lighting, the bed, they are all here now. So you can now just delete them here. If you delete them here, that does not say they are not going to exist again. They're already part of the project. But what you just need that is to quickly click on save, so that even though your system crashes, you still retain them. Just say save. And because I've never saved before, I have to create a new folder on my desktop and say create. So here I'm just going to say essential training. Then you should set by copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Good. So essential training, you can call it training 1. So if my request for this particular project template, I'm going to forward it to you according to the level where you are, so that if you want to just like verify it together, and maybe you use some of the template I've used here, you'll be able to use it in your project. So that is that for that, and you click on the component again, then you start to bring them one after the other into that space. So first we need to deal with the toilet, and put that template there. And therefore the WC is supposed to be, you let them be. Let's go. So the next that you go to is that you look for okay, section bed, put it here. I think it's okay. The next one is that you click on search for bed. So bed, then you put it everywhere. So you can search for these templates. It's your training. You get the project template for yourself, and so that you'll be able to use most of what you are using here. Any other one will copy from any projects in this place too. We are going to update this for you and be able to use them accordingly. So you start arranging. This is wardrobe side, this is the kitchen and things like that. So you have done this in this space. So the next thing to do is that we want to put water windows. Click on windows and search for extra window like this. I think I like any of this, which is what. So that is 3 inches by we are using inches here. This is 24 inches by 32 inches. That is 4 inches by 32 inches. Let me just use this one, 34 inches by what. So as I have done that, before you place it, look at the head height, which is what 6 feet. Okay, I think 6 feet is okay, but it's low. So I'm just going to use 21. 6 feet. Okay, 7 feet. I'm going to use 7 feet, which is normal head height. So I place it here. I place one here. I place one here. So remember your rooms must be ventilated to 2 windows in a minimum. So if you like the way the pattern of window is, there's no problem. If you don't like them, you can select and decide to change from here. So okay, this is the type I want. You see the graphics of this will change, but they are not the same size, so you should always understand that and change them anytime, any day. So I want to maintain what I've done here. So I want to change some graphics of this floor. And how will I do that? I want to teach you based on proper document and you understand what I'm trying to do. So you press Fiji, which is visibility graphics on your keyboard. Now I want to change everything to complete solid black. First, let me change the thickness so that you know what I'm talking about here. So press OK first. On this thin line, click thin line. You see that the thing fades. When you off it, the thickness come, but it's not thick enough, because if you want to print this one now, it will not bring a good graphics. So how do you change that? So Fiji. On your Fiji, there are two. We have Fiji on the normal visibility graphics. This one is going to only be showing on this particular view. If you go to another view, you are not going to see it. Let me demonstrate it for you to see. Like this for wall, sectional cut of wall. This is it. So the line projection is like this. So what you do is that you go to wall, line pattern, it says transparent to far right, things like that. So you go to line and you see the pattern you use and the weight. And the weight, you are just going to change them to something like, let's say 5. Say okay, apply to it, apply. That's 5 for you. So let's put Fiji again. Okay, now go down. You can click back again, just click override again. Click override here as well. Check this. Now you come to cut pattern. So you say line, first pattern, you say width and you change it to 6. Say okay, click on apply, be looking at it, apply. Can you see that it's a little bit thicker? You go to this place, you can edit it again. Let me just give you something bigger this time around. Let's say okay, 9. Apply it. Can you see it's thick and it's big? So like that. Under this one that you are seeing, I've cancelled it, but you can bring it back by pressing G and go to that and go to the wall and go and do the needful by doing that. So it's good. So here, like this one now, this is only the place you are going to see. If you go to another maybe you go to foundation, you are not going to see it in the foundation because why? It's not recognized. So how do you recognize it in the foundation? That everywhere you go to, if you go to level 1, you are not going to see it. Even though you cut section, that thing is not going to displace in that thickness. Or even though you duplicate this now, let's say you duplicate this view, that's where you duplicate again, that every place is going to be there. You can create now and say okay, duplicate view, just duplicate the view. There's something is wrong. Anyway, just don't worry, delete this. So when you do it that way now, it's like okay, it's not going to show, it's not going to be there. So let me just say okay, let us cut section. I'm still going to teach you more about this section later. I just want to use this to tell you something to you. Go to view. Can you see the thickness is not there? The thickness is not there, and the reason is that visibility gap will only work on this view alone. So if you want it to be seen all over, press G. So instead of you doing it on this floor plan level 1 alone, you just create object style. At the object style, you're going to take everything entire. That object is what's going to deal with. We are not dealing with the space again, the feasibility of that particular. So here now it's a line cut, which is 5. We are changing this one to something like 8 or 7. 8, let's say 8. And we say okay. We say okay. It's there, perfect and permanent. So if you go to your what is it called, foundation, it should be thick. Why now? On it. Something is missing in this foundation. We need to do it. I'll be okay. I've gotten it. It's because of the. Just leave it. You are not working detailing anything on that foundation, and they just there as a representation. So what we do here is that, like here now, when you on this, you go to your section and you see the thickness is now bold and bigger. So if you want to make it a solid black, you can press G again. So you press object style. So here what you do is that since you change this to 8, it does not matter, just leave it that way, or you return it back to where it's supposed to be. Let's see if it's 5, which is okay. So now I want to change the entire color of the cutting space. So instead of cutting line, we want to use cut space. So what we do is the material, you click on what material, and the material is telling you that it's default, which is okay. Generic, appearance, and things like that. So go to graphics. At the graphics, this is what it said. They say cut pattern. This is what you focus on. Cut pattern is what you do, and you change this pattern to solid black fill. Can you see foreground? And you say okay. You say okay, and you say okay. So can you see everything turn to black? So if you go to foundation now, level 1 now, you're going to see a complete black things there. So you can reduce this one and still give you what you need to give you. Why when you hold it is big, is bold, is that because that feasibility graphics, we have not changed this on the normal level on the floor plan alone. So here you need to turn them back to the way you find them. So from here now you can decide to say override. Say okay, this one too, which is override, change it again to override, to no override, and say okay, and say okay. So even though you have this on it, it's just not going to give you too much headache. Those things are going to be there. So that is feasibility in which you have studied in this place. So that is the knowledge unit, the knowledge base unit technically. So you can click on window and bring toilet window into here, like what, like 30, like this, which is 16 by 38, 16 by, okay, let's say 24 by 24. And from here you change this one to 7 because of the height. Click there, you see that it disappeared. So that's what I teach you in the first place. You now want to apply it here now. As you are clicking on it, you are not seeing those windows. It's not that they are gone, they are still there, but because of what the cut plane from the view range is what is affecting it. So how you do that? Come to here on your floor plan like this, scroll down, say edit view range. Edit view range, you change it from here, which is because of 4 is too low. So you change it to something like, let's say 6, and you say okay. Can you see the hop pop out? They are now visible, they are now applicable. So that's how you bring them to bear. You see them the way they are, you do something like that. That is beauty. You've done something here, and which is okay. This is how you annotate. Now sometimes you may want to present the work to your client like this without giving you any problem, because you can only do plan. You don't want to bother yourself about the elevation or things like that. So you can decide to say okay, I want to dimension from here. So the temporary dimensions are there, which is what. Now see, I want to explain something before. The temporary dimension are this dimension, which is just giving you a reference that okay, what you are doing, this is how the distance is looking like. Click here, say from here. Can you see? You allow you, if you click it, it's not going to show. The moment you click outside, it disappears. With the temporary, just gives you, but it's these ones are the permanent one that if you use them, you have them permanent. So like that. So you can use this one as a normal, so that you'll be able to explain things to clients. You can even use it for construction if it's okay and applicable to what you are doing. Can you see? So these ones are what it needs to do. So from this, that you press UN, project unit, like my distance fits. So I want to use inches here. Okay, I want to use inches. The demonstration of symbol. What up? Feed and UN. You click on I want to use okay, fit on functional inches. I think this is what I would prefer to use. So I want to be seeing them like that. Feet and functional inches. So 0 feet 9 inches. I want them to be showing and be seeing them. So you do the same thing here, like that as well. Put it here. So you click like that and demonstrate that okay, that is how the dimension works. Just the line you need. The moment those lines are really joined together, good. So that is it. You can bring your dimension to your client and go and start work on site if you don't want, if you're not the type that bother about elevations. So that is it for your graphics displacement and development. This is how you do a little bit of documentations, and this one is okay by you if that's what you need. So I'm stopping this tutorial from here. practice this, demonstrate it, you come the what's it called is going to be forwarded to you, have it in your archive. So when you want to use all these templates, to be able for you, easy for you to use and demonstrate all those things. So I just want you to continue creating and continue working.